Hey, it's the Right Rican, and uh, today the trial of Derek Chauvin begins. The jury selection starts today. It's says here jury selection is set to get underway Monday. Today, March 8th, and what I wanted, would now we're in almost what is it happened in May, so 10 months since it happened, and since the George Floyd protest started, and the whole defund the police movement. Well, with that, I wanted to touch on some of the consequences of what's been going on um, before this trial even started. You can see here, Minnesota ramps up security for murder trial of Derek Chauvin in George Floyd's death. And so all the money they were spending it May 25th. It was uh, so this the heavy security that they're all the money they're spending. So like I said, what I wanted to talk about is the increase in crime. As a simple search will show you here. Early 2021 Minneapolis crime stats show 250% increase. Um, right, that's right here. Show 250% increase in gunshot victims. Um, I think it's the same thing here. Here in New York, it's the same thing. New York crime surge continues. Shootings up 166% in August. Um, Even gun arrests across New York City at record high. So, I mean, I know they're going to focus more on the gun crimes because they want to make it about that. But I wanted to show this. This is the irony of everything that's going on, because the whole George Floyd protest sparked the whole defund the police movement. And here, after they cut the police department because everything that happened, Minneapolis to spend $6.4 million to recruit more police officers. And there's the kicker. The irony behind this is they they want to defund the police to make it better for black and brown people. I mean, that's just dumb. Really, in all honesty, if you really want to improve the police department, you don't defund the police. You give them more funds. They need more training. Let's say, for example, they need more shooting training. So they should be, there's this stuff that if you want more precise shootings, like people go, oh, well, you should shoot them in the leg. You should, you know what? If you've never shot a gun before, please don't say that, because I could tell you from experience, I used to say the same stupid things. And the first, once I shot a gun for the first time, once I shot my first handgun, it was like, yeah, that was a dumb thing of me to say. Even with training, it's hard to, um, it's not that easy to get proficient with a handgun. I mean, not saying it's not possible, but that's why they teach you to shoot center mass mainly for everyone, because this is the biggest part of the body. It's much easier to shoot you here than it is to shoot you, let's say, shoot your arm. Just there's just less surface space there. So it's it just sense. It just makes common sense for everyone to shoot center mass. This is center mass. So spending that money, all that money they wasted on cutting the police, like I said here, is that money could be better spent training officers. Um, you want better interaction with the community. The police need better training for that. They don't need less money; they need more money. So like that, they can interact better with the communities of color and citizens of color. So like that, they could um, better assess the situation. Uh, to know that, you know, I mean, I could say, even if when you've done nothing wrong, or when a person in authority uh, just pulls you over or starts to question you, people get nervous. It's just, even if you, like I said, even if you didn't do anything wrong, you're still gonna get nervous. I mean, I've been pulled over while Hispanic, and it happens. I remember I was driving to upstate New York. I cut through New Jersey, and me and my friends, I got pulled over, not for speeding. They just saw a bunch of young kids in a car. I guess they wanted to see if we were drinking or anything. When they came, they checked us, and nothing, for them to uh, really pull me over for. But it is what it is. I just kept going. Um, I just answered their questions. We had no drugs. We had alcohol in the car, but none of it was open because we were going upstate. We were going away for the weekend, so there was nothing for them. There was nothing for me to be worried about. I'm nervous because you never know how interactions with the cops are going to go, but that's something where it just happens. So, like I said, they need more training, but at the same time, people we need to train also as our interactions with police officers, because it all depends. You have, for an incident I had like that, I remember when I first moved to Texas. I guess since I was looking all over the place, I was driving erratically. Maybe I was maybe going faster in some. Like I said, since I didn't know the area, maybe I was going a little bit faster than the speed limit, or maybe he saw me swerving. You know, but I got pulled over by a cop, and I was like, I'm. I just told him the truth. I said, "Hey, listen, officer, I just moved here from New York, and I don't know my way around here. I don't know I'm looking for. I think I was looking for a mall. I don't remember what I was looking for. I think I was looking for GameStop. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for a GameStop, and I told him I was looking for a GameStop that had a controller or something I was looking for, and he just was like, do you know the street? And I told him, and he's like, yeah, you go this way, this way, this way. And he was like, okay. Then he just let me go. You're going to have good actions, you're going to have bad interactions, but you got to know how to keep yourself safe. And it goes for anybody. Look, I'm not the darkest skin Latino. Well, right now you see, maybe, when you see my videos in the summer, you'll see me a little bit darker. But right now, I lost my color in the winter. I'm looking forward to getting that tan back in the summer. But it falls on both sides of when it comes to police interactions, both the citizen and the police officer. Both of us have to do our part to get out of there, because at the end of the day, police officer just wants to get home to his family. That's what they want to do at the end of the day. And same thing with us. So, you know unless you're guilty of a crime, and then there's, even if you're guilty of the crime, if you don't have nothing on you right there and then, there's no need for you to react until your reaction needs to be done. But even then, look, everybody needs to do their part to make these interactions more positive. And so I just wanted to, the point of the video is just basically talking about how they wasted money defunding the police, and cutting the police department, and now they have to basically spend more money to recruit new police. But at the end of the day, who's going to want to be a police officer? Look at what's going on. You're not making it um, you're not making it any easier to recruit new officers. That's what's going to go on. As the crime, as there's less cops, there's going to be a natural increase in crime, just because the fact that there's less police to enforce the laws, or at least just have a presence. Because you know, um, the police also acts as a deterrent, because if they're doing patrolling neighborhoods, they, the criminals have to be aware of where these cops are when they're doing crimes, whether it be drugs. Um, which, as libertarian, don't get me started on that. I think the war on drugs is a failure, and uh, we need to at least legalize the non heavy drugs like marijuana needs to be legalized around the country. We need to probably at least at the very least probably decriminalize the harder drugs. Maybe make them decriminalized to possess, but not to distribute. So like that, we could get and treat it more like a mental disorder. And so like that, you're getting people treatment as opposed to locking them up. Because what ends up happening is these people could still get the drugs in jail. So it's not like you're helping them by locking them up. So we need criminal reform in this country. Yes, I'm not going to sit here and say we don't, but the cops need more money. Um, which at the end of the day, when I talk about that's why when I talk about we need drug reform law, we need drug laws reformed. It's because if we're not spending so much money on let's say on marijuana, then that frees up one, it frees up more money to cover more of the serious drugs. So let's say people selling heroin, people selling fentanyl, those type of things. It frees up money to for those more serious crimes. And like I said, instead of locking up the habitual user, um, when they get busted, you make it mandatory that they have to seek treatment in order to be able to get either get reduced sentence or not have to pay the fine, something like that, where it helps, at least they'll get some sort of good out of the arrest. Uh, Something like that. I mean, I'm just spitballing out just ideas in my head when it comes to drug reform, and even the revenue for taxes. You get extra taxes in your city, your state. Um, to give the cops, either you can give it to excuse me, you can give it to cops to get some more money, to some more revenue to the police departments. I think in Colorado it's been a boon to the education, because I believe that's what they're using their increases in taxes has been with education. So there's plenty of ways to go about this. um, so maybe the good, I mean, there was a lot of bad. I mean, between the riots and George Floyd's death, his unfortunate death, maybe we could get some actual reform here. Uh, and I'm not talking about this, leftist reform of defunding the police. Like I said, that's not the reform I'm for. I'm talking about uh, either increasing the budgets to these police officers, police departments, so they could have better training, um, so they could have better training, better um, uh, you know better funded, better um liaisons with the citizens, stuff like that, that will help bring crime down, and also um, increase the more positive interactions with the police department. So I mean, there's plenty of ways to go about this. And hopefully this will go forward. But we're in a dangerous situation right now, because with this trial coming up, I think there's going to be a second riot. There's going to be second rounds of riots once this is over. Because in all honesty, if you're honest with yourself, um, the prosecutors overreached. They did second degree murder, which implies intent, which means that they intended to kill the person, which is which is an overreach. You got to show that the cop had wanted to kill George Floyd, not that it was an accident, that he wanted to kill George Floyd. So it's an overcharge. So there's a strong possibility that the cop gets acquitted, and if that happens, all hell's going to break loose, and it's just going to make things worse. So we need to be prepared for that and call for the right reforms. Like I said, defunding the police is not the solution. Um, making police departments smaller. No, they need better. They need probably need more resources. They need more police officers. They need more training. You can't, if you defund them, then you're going to cut out training. You're going to make these police officers, um, you're going to make the police interactions less safe, because if they don't have the training, then they're not going to be able to interact with the citizenry in proper manner. So, well, that's my 2 cents. Hope you enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one.